Clay's been, I don't know where he is. Is he on a milk carton somewhere? Like, I don't know where Clay been. And
Is this
Steph,
the Where's Waldo?
Like, poor Steph.
Like,
Wiggins, same thing. He's been on a milk carton.
Did you see the Chris Paul little meme that the caption they put on it? He has like this really like stressed out face, and it says, "This team beat me in all of my prime, and now that I joined them, now they're trash." Ho ho ho, okada.
Wow, I was not.
I know you weren't.
That's how we started. No,
That's how we started.
I was not
It's
expected.
the most wonderful time.
We need like some snowflakes coming down or something.
We do. Maybe our guy can put some effects in there. Edit
some effects coming down.
Some jingle bells, some reindeer, some Rudolph, some Santa coming through here. Man. Although I could probably pass for an early Santa, maybe.
I mean, you gotta whiten it up a little bit.
A little more, a little longer,
just a little bit. Yeah,
but that's why the ho 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 okida, the cultural Santa Claus, on the brown Santa Claus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you like the wordplay.
Wow.
So, sir, with that being said, right, with that intro, it's the most beautiful time of the year.
It is
one of the most wonderful times of the year.
Is it gonna be for the same reason?
Well, for Christmas games, Christmas Day games,
holiday, the NBA.
What's better than a Christmas Day game?
Well, there's only one thing truly better. Like, there are other things that are up for debate, but this one's not up for debate.
Sure.
And that's Game 7.
Correct.
There's nothing else up for debate other than Game 7.
So, for me, what's better? Well, for Christmas Day.
Oh, yeah.
What's better than a Christmas Day game is more Christmas Day games.
A full slate.
Morning to night of just game after game. It's like the main gift. Then you got your stocking stuffers. Then you got this. Then you got that. Aunt sent me this. It's just.
And then you went to grandma's house at night.
Exactly.
And
it's like the Thanksgiving Day leftovers the next week that you eat them.
Nah, bro. The trick is. The trick is that you eat early.
Yeah.
Then you sleep.
That's right.
And then for dinner, it's like, what do you want? Oh, you gotta have them turkey sandwiches.
Absolutely.
Leftover turkey sandwiches at night.
Yeah.
That's the dessert.
We're big on the eggnog though.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Your eggnog, really?
Yeah, man.
You?
Some good stuff.
Can I just say, never been a fan.
No?
Not a fan.
Wow, they took your card away yet? They didn't take your card away yet?
Well, my white card? Listen, they can have it. I'm not, but no, eggnog, no.
No, you're not a big fan?
Ugh.
Ugh.
I'm
not a big fan of like the whole, I'm not a big fan of the Thanksgiving meal. The traditional Thanksgiving meal, that's not for me.
No?
The cranberry sauce. Come on, man, you gotta like put a little.
So what do y'all do for Christmas?
We do you remember Christmas Story? You remember the Christmas Story?
I remember
Little
the
Ralphie?
Christmas Story. I'm trying to remember what they ate.
You remember what
they went
to
the Chinese restaurant?
Yeah.
That's what you do?
We don't go to the Chinese restaurant. we make our own Indian food.
Okay.
We make our brown version of it. Like we need a little flavor in our food. I feel like it's a little too bland.
I mean, you can come over to our house and get some bland. You'll get some flavor. I cook with the spices.
Like we ain't with the potato salad, mac and cheese with the raisins, cranberries, all blandish like that.
Come on now. You know who I am?
No, I know you.
You know that I got them seasonings.
You got that certain level of
Chef
spice.
Curry.
You got that spice level tolerance that the average guy like you don't not even close to. I know at least has.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have some. So we actually have some stuff left over from Thanksgiving. Like there's a whole tray of stuff that I got that just needs to be baked. It's frozen.
But even that's blandish to me. Normally, you guys got that seasoned stuff,
but you won't like it because it got meat in it.
So I can't do that. I can't do
sausage in it. But oh no, I flavor my. Come on, everything I got is flavored.
Okay,
we're gonna do a nice honey baked ham, stuffing some mac and cheese, some green beans and bacon.
Okay,
Yeah,
so for me,
I know y'all can't get into that.
I'm not the traditional Thanksgiving meal type guy. I guess you're not maybe the traditional Christmas type eggnog-ish type guy. So, it's all good.
Yeah.
So we're unique in our own ways.
I mean, a lot of people do ham though on Christmas. That's kind of. They do.
But you know what we're not different in? It's Christmas Day games. We love our basketball and Christmas Day games. That's like Thanksgiving football. this Christmas basketball.
We do.
Right? And it's the gift that keeps on giving throughout the day. It's awesome. And then you get to talk about it, watch highlights later the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So, it got me thinking, like, and every year, there's always this Christmas Day spirit, right? Like, because players have this thing, like, you're going to make us play on Christmas. Maybe we don't get to spend time with our families. However, we are lucky enough to spend time with our families. So why not y'all put a show on for us, right? And some of these players have put on a great, great, amazing show throughout the history of the NBA. So I was thinking, why don't we revisit some of those as we grew up in our youth, early days of games that we really enjoyed watching that are memorable to us on that Christmas Day, and see if maybe we'll overlap, maybe we won't, and just some memories and what we remember from our time on that day. So, but let me ask you before we begin: is there a certain like do you have this fond memory of Christmas Day games throughout your growing up?
So all right, before this is a complex question.
Oh,
of course.
Of course.
Nothing can be easy with me. It is a complex question. So let me just start, because you reference football.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say that as a youth, football was more prevalent in my house than NBA basketball was.
Okay.
The extent of my memories with my family watching basketball was like the Jordan Bulls Jazz finals.
Okay.
Like that was it.
So the later run.
Yeah, like basketball on Christmas Day growing up for me was not a thing. That was not a thing.
Okay.
I wish it had been, but it wasn't a thing. It wasn't until I got older that like it started to become a thing, but then it's also complicated too. So more so with football, football was like, okay, football on Thanksgiving, we're watching every year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. In between
event.
eating. Like it was just a national event. Right. But that's where I actually think, I just kind of was thinking about it as we were thinking about this episode, that where I actually think the NBA gets it better than the NFL. So, and it's crazy because like that's at the NFL is a staple, but for like years, decades, they forced the same teams down our throats, right? Like the Lions, who were just terrible for year after year after year after year.
Yep.
You know that they're getting that Thanksgiving game.
Why though?
They're always getting.
Why?
It's just become this tradition, and now the Cowboys are another one. Like they're going to be
America's
on,
team though, right?
But they weren't always on. But either way, so. But then what happened was they added this third night game, and now they try to make that more like somewhat rivalry based, or try to anticipate two good teams. But that's where I think the NBA has always gotten it better. Because really, when you look at their history, and especially what they do now, it's rivalries, franchise rivalries.
Yes.
In some cases, it's individual player rivalries. It's obviously who they think is going to generate the most views, but it's not the same. I mean, obviously, we can always expect somewhat that if the Lakers are good, they're going to be on there.
Oh, yeah.
But like, if the Lakers are not good, they're not also going to just force us down.
Right.
Force the Lakers down our throat every year, right? Like, so if they're good, they're going to be in there, obviously, because they've been on there the most.
Yep.
But they're going to give us other teams, like really good matchups and rivalries.
Absolutely.
Now the Milwaukee's of the world get on there, or now Phoenix is on there, Dallas.
Yep.
Rightfully
so.
But nonetheless, I'm just saying, like, they get it right because they really focus in year by year.
Yes. Absolutely.
Versus like, okay, well, we know we're gonna pencil in the Lions, so who's the best other team to give them?
That's my question though. Isn't it based on star power versus team?
Well, so what they used to do was,
what do the Lions have?
Well, what they used to do is they used to do like, it would be like Green Bay, because you got Aaron Rodgers and you got some star power still, and it's also a division rivalry, so you can like kind of get around whether they're good or not. But this year they're good, so like now it'll make for great TV. But a lot of those down years, it's just like, who wants to watch the Lions game?
Right, especially on Christmas.
On Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's just one point I want to make. I think the NBA to this point does a better job of it, and they expanded their games out to 5 games.
Right.
So
right.
you get a little bit more
Absolutely.
Than you do with football. But going back to, for me, yeah, it wasn't prevalent. But also too, like, it wasn't always available because with parents who were divorced, it was always like back and forth. Whose place are you at each Christmas? And like, it was hit or miss depending on what was scheduled, what we were going to do. But I will share, it's funny little side note. So like, when we go to my mom's house with her partner, and we would go to our partner's family, they have this big feast for the whole family, right? Everybody's there. But like, we're only up there a couple times a year, and this is to Jersey, and you know how much, like, I'm an introvert, socially awkward.
I wouldn't think
all of the
really? No, I know.
My wife, she'll tell you, like, the most socially awkward person in the world, right? Like, but so I'm just like, I'm just go there, I try to go into the situation and like just like fit in and not bother anybody.
So you're present.
Like, I don't want to bother them. I don't want to bother anybody.
Right.
I want everybody to have a good time.
Right.
Chill.
It's the teacher present. Leave me alone.
But like, yeah, I'm not gonna like force myself on anybody. Like, force my personality.
Don't ask me to participate.
Don't ask me. Yeah, like I'm just here so I don't get fired. No, not really.
Not really.
But like, it was just one of those, like, I don't want to be a bother to people, But that's the socially awkward side of me. But anyway, the one thing I always loved though was I knew that if we were going there, big ass TV in the living room. And I always knew that the NBA on ABC was going to be on.
Hey.
And then whatever channels after that, like, we were watching the game. So I can't even remember which games, but I have like good memories and recollections of just going there and parking myself on a couch for hours, just being minding my own business. And then also being able to talk basketball with other, like the few people that stayed around to watch the whole things as well. Is like, okay, that breaks some of that social awkwardness of like,
you're like me.
Like, we like the same thing. It's like that
It's like the Spider-Man.
It's the Spider-Man meme. Yeah. And so like, so that was always cool. But like, it would also just depend on what was happening at Christmas. Like, it wasn't always feasible to like watch every game. So
right.
I'm hoping to start to break that tradition now, like in the past couple of years, and moving forward, that like, Christmas Day, we get up early, we do our presents, this and that, and we'll be cooking some good food, some honey baked ham and all that good stuff. And then we'll be watching a good slate of basketball games.
Like a Sunday football. Dedicated.
Yeah.
Christmas.
But now there's also Saturday football competition too.
There is.
It's although the games, I'm like, they're not.
It's a weekend of festivities.
So yeah, now the NFL is trying to infringe on the NBA spot a little bit, just a little bit. But I would still probably be partial to the NBA game.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, NBA, for me, I'm a basketball guy. I will watch NBA any day over football.
Oh yeah,
I don't care. Well, it depends on, I guess, the teams, right? If it's just if it's the Lions, I'm sorry, I just can't.
Or the Falcons.
No, Falcons, okay. I can tune in that because I know the drama will be there.
Oh my god!
At the end, I know it'll be a clutch, like very down to the wire edge of my seat. Not my seat, but I'll be envisioning you at the edge of your seat, biting your nails.
Can we just take a brief sidetrack for a second?
Sure.
So as we're filming this, they just lost today to the 1-10 Panthers. Just completely like. I mean, they just completely fucked up their uncalled for, unnecessary, shouldn't have happened. Like,
but it's part of the script.
It's
part of the script.
Ritter threw the most ridiculous fucking interception. Like, when we could have just kicked a field goal and called it a day. Like,
wow,
whatever. Still pissed off about it. But prior to the game, so actually Friday night, I was on the TikTok and I was scrolling through and I came across this one account and they were talking about the game and how the ticket prices were like 45 cents for a ticket. And this in the upper deck, whatever,
Still.
like 45 cents. And so I go and I'm like, you go pull up Apple Maps. And then Apple Map, DC to Charlotte, like 5.5 hours. I could get up early and do that drive. 45 cents? Like,
I mean,
I might, but
they can always come up here and get it 45 cents.
Yeah, but I mean, no, it's not. No, not the.
I mean, listen, the Washington Commanders ain't.
But the point was, there's a chance to go see the team and to get to, D wants to get to the other stadiums as well. But it was gonna be raining the whole day, and I was just like, nah, we ain't driving. And then I would have been pissed.
Right after
I told Dylan after it was
back.
over. I told him after it was over. I said, Dylan, can you imagine after just witnessing that, and we had to drive back 5.5 hours? He was like, yeah, no. Anyway,
hey, you know what though?
The drama will be there.
That's the life of a Falcons fan. So I'm sorry, D, that you picked the wrong team, but this is your life going forward. This is our life.
Anyway, my bad for taking us off track for a minute.
I understand. That's the life of an ATL fan, actually. So, sir, I was saying, why don't we go through our top Christmas game memories and just reminisce about the good times, and hopefully there'll be more good times coming as Christmas. But before we do that, though, let's talk about the current Christmas games that are coming up.
But wait a minute. You didn't talk about your history of the Christmas game.
So right off the bat,
I spilled my guts. I was vulnerable.
Tell me about yourself.
Listen, I was vulnerable. I talked about my social awkwardness and my anxiety
you did.
And my childhood and all that. And you gave me nothing.
And like a good friend, I listened.
No, you gave me nothing. You got to give me.
The counselor listens.
You got to give me something.
All that's missing is my glasses.
No, this is two-way communication.
Oh, is this how it is? Is this how it is? Okay. So right off the bat, what you have probably noticed is that I don't follow the trend, right? I'm not a Thanksgiving meal type of guy. I don't follow the normal, this is the staple on this day and this event. We make our own days, right? We cook Indian food on Christmas Day, on Thanksgiving Day.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
We just follow we do our own way.
Do your own path.
So for Christmas games, to me, didn't follow we didn't have a family's house we went to and watch on a big ass TV. I remember my Christmas Day events were more so.
Well, just be clear, I got lucky that they were playing it at that house, because had they not,
that's true.
My social anxiety would have went to 1,000. Instead, it took me down to a 10.
There you go.
Because I had something to, number one, occupy my time, but also to bond with other people about.
Right. No.
So I got lucky.
You did. So I remember my Christmas memories are mostly about, we would meet up with other families, but those families at that generation of immigrants, you can call them, came here not growing up here and being raised in this culture society, so they held on to their norms back then. And back home, basketball it's not a big thing. It's become a big thing, but back then, there was, what is basketball, right? Mm-hmm. We know that Michael Jordan exists, and that was about it. That he's the best player in the world, and that was about it at that point in time. So it was through their kids and us kids getting together and talking about it. We loved playing the sport. So while the parents were doing their things, we would go and crowd around a TV or wherever as us little kids and watch the games. As long as the parents decided to stay there until we had to go or whatever the time to eat. Yeah, right. So we were kind of at the mercy of our parents' schedule.
Always.
Right? And it sucked.
Always, yes.
Always. So I guess as our kids are now, although I feel like they can try to control me.
So I feel like mine are lucky because they've got a dad that's invested in wanting to watch them. So
there you go.
It's part of our routine.
So it's funny. My son already, I think yesterday or this morning actually, hey, can we watch the Christmas Day games? Sure, no problem.
Hey, I know a place where you can watch them on a big screen.
Hey, might need to discuss with the headquarters, HQ.
We could make a few more vegetarian things, and you could bring over some Indian food, and we could really have a potluck.
Hey, we could. I have to talk to the HQ about that.
Just saying.
And seeing, But with that being said, though, back my growing up days, that's how we watched those games. Right? And I remember Sometimes we didn't go to people's homes. It was usually the get-togethers that they did, but not for basketball, just for Christmas get-togethers.
Right.
So we didn't really have a whole lot of family in the area. So it was just like people of who know each other and just kind of regularly got together. That was kind of how we grew up. A lot of my Christmas Day game memories I have were watching at home, kind of like because I was the one interested. But my dad was interested as well a little bit, and I was interested. So we grew up kind of watching like by ourselves solo. And that's kind of like where I grew the love of the game. And then when we got older and had friends who were more independent, and then we were able to kind of go to someone's house on that day, or at some part. I remember one time we actually got we did a 3-way call with friends, and we just stayed on the phone the whole game talking about the game because we couldn't meet up. Because it was
like the podcast of its day.
Exactly.
You just couldn't broadcast it
We just
anywhere.
couldn't broadcast it, right? It was 3 of us at our own homes, the whole game just on the phone.
That's
At
crazy.
the front of the couch talking about the game and what happened and whatnot. And that was kind of our early memories of those games. Okay. Or at least how we grew up until we were more independent and then we can kind of do our own thing. Right? Because I don't know about y'all, but brown kids, we don't get TVs in our rooms. That was a strictly suburban.
Hey, guess what?
Lighter, pale skinned kids were able to do that.
Lighter pale skinned kids who are poor don't get TVs in their room either.
Well, you I guess didn't, but a lot of the people I knew apparently did have them, and we didn't have that privilege or luxury to be able to have that, and phones were distant.
That was college.
Yeah, so in that sense,
okay.
Let's. So now that I spilled my youth in front of you,
finally, got another layer of you peeled back. It's great.
Let's talk about some of the Christmas Day games that are upcoming.
Okay.
Right? And let's see how these... There's some predictions out here. Because we've had some landscape changes lately.
Well, I don't even care about predictions. Let me tell you which one. I'm going to tell you the one I'm looking forward to.
You're going to look at... just watch. All right, no predictions. Fine.
Oh, I mean, I'll tell you predictions. That's fine, but I'm going to tell you the number one I'm looking forward to. Oh, Boston, LA.
Boston, LA.
Historic rivalry.
Really?
Boston's good. LA's good. Both are on a mission to try to prove that they're championship worthy, championship material. I think it's gonna be a good game. I think it'll be a great game.
There's 2 games I'm looking forward to.
I bet you I know the second one too.
I know you do know.
And it's gonna be the Suns and
of course,
Mavs.
Of course.
And you got the Luka beef with
exactly.
I see. Like I know you well enough to know.
I mean, you know. You know.
The only one I'm not socially awkward with.
And we have one friend.
No, I've got a few more,
but
they know who they are.
It's the and I think they rightfully so put it at the end.
I'm a little bit mad that the LA one is in the middle though.
I know. I thought it'd be at the near end too, but it's in the middle of the day. Yeah, no, I agree. But
I mean, maybe that's because of the Boston, because they're trying to get the East Coast viewers.
So that's the other thing. Like I have a really hard time watching West Coast because being East Coast, like those games go late. And listen, for us working folks, I mean, that's a tough watch.
I mean, that's an interesting one though, because I mean that's like 5:00 Eastern time on Christmas Day.
Right.
Like, that's a tough one.
Which one?
Just depend on when people are eating their Christmas dinners or doing whatever they. But
so newsflash on that, Christmas dinner. That's you may be talking about more. People,
it just depends.
People who eat 5:00 dinners,
right? Because we don't either. We don't either. Like ours ain't gonna be 5:00 either. But I'm saying I can imagine that there's a quite a contingent of people who are more traditional. Like we're eating our Christmas dinner during dinner time.
Yeah,
well,
and that's their dinner time. For us, that's lunch.
Even if it's at like 6:00, it's an hour into the game.
Right. Exactly.
So that's what I was saying about. No, for us, we're gonna be chilling. So 5:00, it's gonna be on.
No, absolutely, and that's why like that last game is gonna be a tough watch. I don't know if we'll make it through. I don't know what the next day of work looks like, but either way, that's gonna be a fun one. Like I'm looking forward to that game and seeing that rivalry because we already know Luka and Suns have a little quarrel that surfaces every now and then. But now there's been a landscape change, right? Because KD wasn't part of the initial beef.
I don't think it matters. I think it's gonna continue.
No, I know that, but KD wasn't part of that original beef. But they got better, is what I'm saying. Because Luka dismantled them before they got KD and Beal. If all 3 of them will play together, it's another story.
Well, Beal's out now.
Correct. So if all three of them ever hit the floor together, is another story.
All right, so you want to run through all the games and do predictions?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Bucks next. Should be easy.
Bucks.
Yeah, should be. Suns, Nuggets. Sorry, not Suns.
Suns, I was about to say.
Dubs, Nuggets.
Nuggets.
Nuggets?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, the Dubs, man, they're struggling.
I know they are, but Christmas?
Yeah.
No? Oh.
Without Draymond and
it's also at Denver.
And Clay's been, I don't know where he is. Is he on a milk carton somewhere? Like, I don't know where Clay been. And
is this
Steph,
the Where's Waldo?
Like, poor Steph. He's just trying to keep
I saw
together.
a meme today about Chris Paul looking just like
Wiggins, same thing. He's been on a milk carton.
Did you see the Chris Paul little meme that the caption they put on it? He has like this really like stressed out face, and it says, "This team beat me in all of my prime, and now that I joined them, now they're trash." Like,
I mean, that's tough. But yeah, now they're struggling too much. Nuggets.
So what I'm gonna say real quick about that first game, I'm sorry, Knicks fans. It's at the Garden. It's at the Garden. You might have to go home with.
So is Giannis getting another 60
60
bucket, or is it gonna be Dame?
Somebody's about to go home with a Christmas Day. Join that exclusive club of triple doubles on Christmas Day. Very few people that have done it.
Mm-hmm.
So they may potentially be part of that.
Okay.
So you think that you got the Bucks, the Nuggets, Celtics, Lakers?
Where is it at? Is LA, right?
That's in LA.
Yeah.
Lakers. Oh. Philly, Miami. At Miami.
Miami's doing that thing again.
What's that?
They're doing that thing again. They always do. They start slow, and then next thing you know, you're going to blink. It's going to be, March, and they're now like the 4 seed. Mm-hmm. So right now, I probably will say the Sixers.
At Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Because they're doing that thing again. This is what they do. Then they turn it on in the second half of the year, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, wait a minute, no. And now the Heat are in a play-in game. Oh, now they're reaching the finals. Like, what is happening?
Okay. Dallas at Phoenix.
That one I'm going to get to Phoenix.
Phoenix, okay.
Because it's at Phoenix. Mm-hmm. You at least got Book. You at least got KD.
Right.
It should be fine.
Okay, so but they got Kyrie and Luka. Luka's been on.
Yeah, I'm going to give me the Suns.
I know you do. I know you, bud. Says the guy with the Hawks sweatshirt on. All right, cool. All right, I'm going to go real quick. I got Bucks all day over the next, any day, every day, all day. I got Nuggets. I'm going to go with the Lakers. Give me Sixers because Tyrese Maxey's been balling out. And I would like to say Suns, but I'm going to say Luka's going to do Luka magic stuff. Boy Wonder's going to do his thing and give them a little upset out in the Suns area, out in Phoenix.
Gonna roll my eyes.
I know you are. All right, so let's get on to and maybe one of these games might become our new favorite Christmas game.
Maybe
the Mavs and the Suns.
There definitely won't be.
No,
I promise you that.
All right, sir. So let's go back in time, history.
Mm-hmm.
As you were growing up, you said you were sitting on the couch watching these games. Any memorable ones that come to mind? And let's kind of just go back and forth, and we may have some overlap, we may not.
So my number one.
You're ranking these?
No.
Oh, okay.
My number one favorite game was all of the Hawks games that are on Christmas. Oh, wait a minute.
My eyes.
Oh, wait a minute.
They don't play on Christmas.
Oh, wait a minute. They don't fucking play on Christmas. Because
rightfully so.
Because they've had one Christmas game since 1989. I was 3 years old. And then they had one from 1989. They didn't have another Christmas Day game until 2021. That was the COVID year. And like 3/4 of our team was sick. COVID, yeah, they were sick and had COVID.
I remember.
And we played the Knicks, of course, and then in the Garden. And none of them could travel because they had COVID. And yeah, we just put a bunch of guys out there and lost. Like, it was like the first Christmas game in decades.
I mean,
think about like the teams that they had.
NBA tried.
They had the years with Joe, Josh, Al Horford. Yeah. Then they had the years with Teague. They had the years with Schroeder, and they had Paul Millsap and Korver. Like that team that won 19 all that we talked about before. And still, they just never got a Christmas game. until Trey came, and they're like, okay, we'll give him a Christmas game. Oh, everybody got COVID.
I mean,
so it's a travesty that my team doesn't get more Christmas games.
Listen, we already know who people want to watch. They want to watch Luca.
No,
that's why he gets a Christmas game.
Are you telling me that instead of the Milwaukee Knicks, that we wouldn't want to watch a Hawks Knicks game on Christmas Day?
I want to watch a Milwaukee Hawks game.
That would be a good game too.
I wanted that rematch. Remember when Trey rolled his ankle?
But think about the Hawks Knicks game in New York. Like that would be a money matchup.
But I already know the outcome. It's the other one.
The Knicks have beat us 3 times this year already. That you don't know the outcome.
It's in New York though, and I know Trey likes to show out in New York.
There's some matchups that you could put to put the Hawks on, but like we don't, and it's the same.
But they're like
some of the other teams are like the same. So anyway, I'm just saying. I just wanted to recognize.
You know what I'd rather watch?
That it took 30 plus years. Like from the time that I was 3 until the time that I was 35, they were not on Christmas. Like, wow, that's crazy. 32 years. 32 years without a Christmas game.
That's kind of
that's nuts.
That is nuts.
That's my favorite.
That's your favorite. Wow. Well,
sarcasm included,
of course.
Anyway,
so now are your real favorites.
Now that I got that off my chest,
you're just venting this episode.
Why not?
First the Falcons, now the Hawks.
So I'm gonna go a little outside the box, like you do, color outside the lines a little.
Let's do it.
I'm actually gonna give you one that I wish that I had seen live.
Okay.
Because I've been able to see the highlights as I was older. But this was 2004. Oh, I know you know where I'm going. Yeah. And this would have been
I watched this live.
My first year out of college, my Christmas, my first freshman year. And I don't know what we were doing at Christmas or where we went. But I don't exactly remember watching it. So it may have been being on one side of the family. But anyway, Kobe Shaq.
Yeah. The feud.
Yeah. For the first time back. Yeah. For the first time playing each other. First time for Shaq being back in LA.
Yep.
Close game.
Yep.
Like
went to OT.
Shaq said that he was the brick wall. Kobe was the Camaro or whatever. Yeah. That one would have been a fun one.
That was a fun one. Let me finish that.
Was that one of yours?
That was a fun one. It was definitely one of mine. That was the feud. And the best part about that was when they actually met, there was this whole hype about like how are they gonna greet each other at tip off?
Yeah.
And they barely acknowledged each other. Like and it was beautiful because you know this game was gonna be animosity. Like it's gonna be animosity. It's gonna be one of those games. Like grind and like hard fouls. And Shaq was not. He was dishing out like hard, tough fouls that game. I remember it's the first year he went to Miami. Right, because that's when Shaq got traded, and it was either him or Kobe, and there was all this drama in Lakerland. And man, that game was fun. That game was that game. Yeah, that should be on your list as shoulda, coulda, wouldas if I had a chance. Because my God, that was one of the greatest, one of the top Christmas games I've ever witnessed. And they both balled out because you knew they had to one up each other, and Shaq got the upper hand. He came out on top. It went to overtime. What's better than Christmas basketball? More Christmas basketball and overtime.
Extra innings.
Exactly. Right. So and that's what it went to. But the best part, it wasn't like the overtime where it's like, you know, the overtime like it went to overtime. More so, these two guys are trying to kill each other overtime from start to finish. And it was beautiful to watch. So yeah, man, that was it's a good one. I like that one. I'm gonna try to do this. Go back when it first started.
Okay.
When I was a young lad.
Okay.
You know, sitting with my little friends.
Not your little friends.
My little friends is watching.
How
all
little?
of us. We were young. We were in school. I think middle school maybe. And this was the era of the GOAT, the original GOAT, until the new GOATs came. When the GOAT started and the pack began. And this is the year the GOAT took a break. The GOAT took a break, that 1 year break he took. For whatever reasons, conspiracy theories may have.
He went to play baseball.
Or other reasons.
Or he was suspended for gambling.
Definitely, right? Or for a year, whatever.
And then he decided to play baseball and make Space Jam.
Correct. One of those things. Whatever you believe. It's the year he took a break. It's the year Big Brother left to go take a break, right? He was in detention or whatever.
I don't think
else.
it's Big Brother. Daddy left.
They called it Big Brother at that time.
Daddy left.
So what happened though? Now the younger siblings now have a Scottie Pippen next in line, right? They always talked about him being in Jordan's shadow. Well, here's your opportunity. Can you take this team to the next level? Can you handle this team now that he's gone? All right. This was the Bulls versus the Knicks. Rivalry like of ages back then. Right? They had bad blood with each other. And now this Christmas Day game's on and everyone was hyped. And what happened was Scotty now gets this opportunity to, on the biggest stage to prove himself on Christmas Day. And this game got like dirty, grimy dirty, because the Knicks played tough defense. And then there was the Pat Riley. Pat Riley Knicks. Right?
They have like Oakley.
Patrick Ewing, John Starks, all those guys, right? And those boys get dirty. Like we all know about Oak, right? Oak is one of those kind of guys. But the Bulls, they handle business. They and it was in New York. I believe it was in New York. I might be wrong on that. But either way, the game was great. I remember watching it, and these guys were like, it was one of those games like it can go either way because Mike wasn't there, right? So it can go either way. Everybody expected the Knicks to win. It was kind of understood the Knicks were going to. The impressive thing that I realized later was that Scottie Pippen played the whole game. Not a minute out. 53 minutes went to overtime. And the Bulls won. The Bulls won. And that was the stamp like, all right, Scottie Pippen is a legitimate, he can handle the franchise.
He can be the guy.
He can be the guy, right? He can be that guy, that dude.
At least till Daddy returns.
He's him until, till Daddy Big Brother returns.
Till Daddy returns.
Till Daddy returned, but nobody knew that was happening.
And then he walks in and he says, Daddy's back.
But the thing was that was a disappointing season because they got lost. They lost in the semifinals versus the Magic. Was he really the guy? And that was the thing. He may not be the guy. But Christmas Day, he was definitely the guy. For one game, he was the guy. Well, for the season, they made it to the playoffs in the conference finals. They ran against the prime Shaq, Orlando Shaq, Penny Hardaway, Horace Grant. Did he go 1-0? No, of course he did. Oh, are you talking about the IST? I'm talking about like what they say about bro. It doesn't matter what you did. Did you go 1-0 to win a chip? Did you win a Finals MVP? Nope, it doesn't matter then. Okay, doesn't matter that you made the playoffs. So what? You're not him. No, I'm just kidding. So then Steph wasn't him until he got the Finals MVP. Absolutely. Wow. So the Bulls won at the end of the day. Yeah, that was a fun. It was a fun Christmas game. That's a good one. Yeah, 1994. Oh God, who? 94. I don't know how old you were. 94.
I was 8.
Okay.
I was 8. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about basketball back then. Not quite.
All right.
Don't show your age now.
Oh, listen.
So I'm gonna go to one that I thoroughly enjoyed. This was a revenge game. 2008 Lakers Celtics. The reason why is is that rivalry that keeps popping up in different forms and different versions. Yep. But this was after the Lakers, so they had in Game 6 of the previous finals, the decisive Game 6 that got the Celtics the chip. They had taken a 36-point loss in Game 6, and so now rematch time. Yep. Christmas Day. Yep. 2008 Lakers revenge game, and not only did they beat them, but they snapped the Celtics 19 game win streak.
I remember that.
Yeah, and that was the year that. And again, what happened? They met up again. 2009. Kobe and Powell were ready this time.
Yes, sir.
This is where he got Powell motivated with the
medal,
and
the Olympic medal.
Got him motivated.
Yep.
Like, this is what we're gonna do, and so it started with this game.
Yes,
this game set the tone for what the NBA Finals in 2009 were going to be.
Right.
And so that was definitely a cool
that was a good
game to watch.
And those are all those same games where like it's going to get dirty, grimy, and it's not going to be like sweet as they say.
And you talk about star power, like,
right?
Jeez,
right.
Because that Boston team was, one of the first bigger super teams.
Yeah, they were stacked. It was like a big 3 plus more.
Big 4.
Right.
Big 4 plus Big Perk.
Hey. That's a good one. I like that one. I like that one. And the NBA also knows how to cash in on rivalries, right?
Oh, of course.
So that's a good one. I'm gonna go back to a different one. One probably not many fans would, I think at least, people would initially think of. This was 2003. LeBron versus T-Mac. Prime T-Mac. Scoring leader T-Mac.
And this is rookie Bron.
Rookie Bron. Scoring leader NBA T-Mac. Unstoppable T-Mac. Pre-injury T-Mac. That guy. Right? This guy who was outscoring Kobe and all of them T-Mac. In Orlando, LeBron versus T-Mac. And for anyone who knows what T-Mac is, Tracy McGrady. Dude, this game was so fun to watch. Like, I sometimes go back and just rewatch the highlights because both Bron and T-Mac both showed out. I didn't expect Bron to rise like that, to that level immediately, but he did. That was a fun game. And this was one of those games like, Orlando won 113-101, but the way that the shots that both of them were hitting were just like, wow. Like, there's a reason he's a scoring leader, and there's a reason he's the chosen one. Right. And the way they were going back and forth, and they had the highest praise for each other, and it was just one of those like really fun games to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So that game for me, back in 2003, Bron's rookie year.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch like these dudes go at it. Just like, doesn't even matter who wins. Like, just to watch like the heat checks going back and forth.
And that's what it was.
Yeah.
Like, T-Mac would come dunk it, Bron would come dunk it back, and it was just them trading buckets. Bron also had a lesser team, but.
So I'm going to go to one that I think is less conventional, but it was one that I did see in one of those times where I was, off at the relatives and somebody had the big TV and I was like, "Ooh, let me sit down and watch this." It was 2011 and it was particular because this is North Jersey, right? And yeah, there was the Nets, but like, well, now like the Knicks are still the Knicks, and so there was some Knicks fans present, and
which Nets are these? The Jason Kidd Nets?
2011. I think that they were
Vince
still
Carter.
No, I don't remember.
Kmart?
But it wasn't the Nets. They weren't playing. That's not.
Okay, got it.
The Knicks were.
So
the point was like I'm close to Knicks territory.
Sure.
And there were some Knicks fans there. And it was Knicks Celtics.
Ooh, okay.
2011. So you still had some prime players.
It's Melo.
And against Melo.
Yeah.
And Melo was balling. I think he had like 30 something points.
Knicks Melo.
And I just remember like he was so hot. So hot. He was on fire. And he just would every mid-range. He just put, like they couldn't stop him. He just be like,
he's automatic.
Cash.
Automatic.
It was ridiculous. So it was fun to watch. And then the Knicks hadn't been like great. So just to see like there is something to be said that when the Knicks are good, and if you have a game like that and you get to see the atmosphere and the Garden go crazy, there's still something for that atmosphere.
No, agreed.
There's still, no matter what, there's
However,
still something.
that atmosphere comes very.
But that was one of those moments where it was like,
oh,
I bet it's bananas in there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
sure.
and Melo was killing.
Knicks fans rarely ever get those moments.
These were the Melo, Amari years.
Melo, J.R. Smith,
Stoudemire,
yeah, Iman.
And so that was one that was like it was a rivalry, like franchise rivalry, but also divisional rivalry too. So it was just all the way around a great game.
That's a good one. I like that. I'm gonna go back to a more classic, traditional one. When Brown was part of the Heatles. You probably already know where I'm going. 2010.
I knew it. I got it on my list.
Yeah. These two guys going back and forth.
Bro, like that's
Bron Heatles, right?
LeBron. See, because everybody talks about the Dunk Fest from like 2012.
Oh yeah, no, not that
but
one.
Kobe didn't play in that.
Correct.
And it was like he was like dunking all over Jody Meeks, like okay,
or Nick Young.
But so he put on a show.
Right.
But Nick Young was their leading scorer.
Right. The competitive
in that game.
was
But 2010,
yes,
that was the game.
Yeah, that was the game.
Because at that point, the Lakers had just they just won the chip.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
And That was
They were the darlings.
They were the darlings. And that was the first time LeBron he joined an exclusive club with triple doubles. He got a triple double that game. So his first time joining that club. That club only has a handful of players.
Yep.
So he was part of that
against the Mamba.
Yeah. And I came across an interesting stat about, or not stat, but this thing about Bron. And this is about him and his performances during Christmas games. Actually, you know what? Let me hold off on that because there's one more game.
Okay. That's fine. So that's perfect. We only got a few more minutes. So I'm going to give my last one real quick. And you might have this one as well.
Probably the same one.
Does it involve LeBron and Steph?
Does it involve 2016?
2016.
Yes, it does.
It's so funny we think alike.
Yeah,
because we watched those final games. And we were so invested in those final games. And then this was, it was such a good game. Such a good game. And once again, what did Kyrie do? Game winner with a few seconds left.
Handle business.
And the
best part about it was like you had the top 2 players in the league at that point going back and forth with each other. Especially a player who the media and the fans just began hating immediately once he joined the Dubs. KD.
Yeah. This was right after they had just lost the 3-1.
Right. Exactly.
And then KD joins them. They're like,
trip.
Oh, okay. Well, now we're gonna see you on Christmas Day. Bron and Kyrie were like, nah, homie.
Yeah, nah, bro.
Nah. We're not going down like that.
And that game.
Now they end up going down like that in the finals, but still.
Right. But that game itself was so good. Like such a good game, down to the wire. Like it could have gone either way. It could have gone either way. But the shot that Kyrie hit on Klay Thompson was a good defender.
Yep.
My God.
It was the appetizer for what the finals was going to be.
Yes.
And we all knew that, like, all right, no, these guys are health aside, like barring any injuries.
Yes.
These two teams are on a collision course for each other.
Absolutely. And Kyrie, when he hit that game winner, it was a game sealing shot. 3 seconds left. Final score 109, 108. I mean,
yeah.
KD could have got a bucket anytime, but everybody was just like gassed. Yeah. Playing hard.
Yeah.
It
was a playoff game.
Yeah, it was.
It was a playoff game in December.
And you could feel the rivalry and the animosity with each other.
Oh, yeah.
And was this LeBron's, he had what was the second year with the Cavs now? Right? Because they won the year before? Or was it the same year that they won?
No, it was, they had won the chip.
They won the chip, and then that's right.
Yeah,
that's
then it was the following December. So they won in June, and it was December.
Right.
The next year.
And that rivalry was amazing. And I would have liked to see. Remember when they made the finals? It was about like how many more 2052, and they had these like graphics of LeBron with the old beard and Curry with the beard, and Bronny was not part of it.
I know, right?
And then what was Curry's kids were part of the lineup. So,
bro, like that's on another what if they would have never broke up.
Right,
like,
right. And so I came across an interesting stat about Christmas King. King James becomes the NBA's all-time leading scorer on Christmas Day, passing Lakers, Kobe Bryant.
He got everything.
He got everything except the dunk contest. We just spoke about another episode.
On another episode.
But again, he's also played the most games.
Yeah.
Along with Kobe, from what I saw on the stats was he's played 16 Christmases. So think about that. For the majority of his career, he's played Christmas games. He's never spent Christmas at home for 16 years.
Well,
on Christmas Day, though.
If they had
no. What I meant is like a full day off.
Yeah.
I know they might have a home game, but a full day off.
Listen, I'm sure his family's all right.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure that.
Yeah, just go earn this paycheck real quick.
I'm sure that they're good with him earning his check.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is. But again, it goes back to what I was saying at the very beginning. Just the fine point, exclamation point on the top is that's what the NBA does. They know how to market. Right. We're not gonna just give you the same traditional teams, but we are gonna give you the stars.
Right.
So I'll give you the same traditional star, but
on a different team.
Who's not going to watch LeBron play on Christmas Day?
And that's just must-watch TV. Right.
You think that if we take LeBron off and they put like Sacramento on there, people going to be tuning in at the same numbers? Come on now.
In Sacramento, they may. But that's about it.
I don't even think they'll do it in Sacramento. And Bron will pull. I think Bron will pull. But I think Bron will pull bigger numbers in Sacramento than Sacramento would.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
I'm going to let those fans speak on that.
I'm just saying. I mean, I think that's true of most cities, though.
But here's an interesting thing I came across. Well, before I get to those, real quickly. Christmas Day games, right? All-time leading scorers. Number 1, Bron. 2,
Mhm.
Kobe. Guess on 3, 4, 5? Think about who's played the most.
I'm thinking Shaq in there.
Nope.
Wade.
Yep. Wade
Melo.
number 4. Melo, nope. So 1 old guy and 1 currently playing. Top player. One we just talked about him. KD. Number 5. Who's 3? This is a retired old guy.
Retired old guy.
Triple-double king back then.
Big O.
Big O. It's crazy, right? 16 games for the first 2, 12, 13, 10 games for KD, still playing, could eventually now add 11 to that.
Right.
So that was an interesting stat. But another stat that I came across was interesting that to date, this is on the NBA's website, they said top scoring performances on Christmas Day in history. The names that are on this list are crazy. That to date, no one on Christmas Day has beaten these totals on these stats.
Okay.
Scoring performances. Number 1, Bernard King, 1984.
What did he put up?
60.
Well, I mean, yeah.
That's
hard to do.
Will Chamberlain, 59, 61.
Yeah.
Rick Barry, 50, 66. Jerry West, 47 and 63. Tracy McGrady finally become to
Teammate, we get to the
2002. So till then, no one to date since 2002 has entered this list.
I wonder what the matchups were like.
Right. But even then, though, like think about all the scoring, like better shooters, better scorers, like, and they have not been able to get on this list. Top rebounding. Will Chamberlain, 36 rebounds.
Yeah.
And 61. Bill Russell.
Nobody's ever going to beat that.
Bill Russell, 34, 65. Will Chamberlain again, then Bill Russell again.
Yeah, so nobody's going to beat those.
The 65 was the last year when somebody got 30-plus rebounds.
Yeah, nobody's going to. When was the last time somebody got 30-plus rebounds, period? I mean, you're talking about probably like Kevin Love, prime Kevin.
Maybe
Timberwolves,
Kevin
Love.
Maybe Shaq could have. All right. Assists. Nate Archibald, 18 and 72. Guy Rogers, 1866. Oscar Robertson, 1761. Nate Archibald, 16 and 75. Oscar Robertson, like since 1975.
They put my boy Trey on there,
then he needs to do it.
He can break that record.
And the funny thing is, if you look at the matchups, it says Royals versus Lakers. Like, I mean,
see, but that's also part of it too. Is like who was the competition they were going against get them stats.
But even like if you think about it, like since then, not up till until now has
that's crazy.
Broken. So I hope these records get broken because I mean, come on now.
Somebody's gonna break some of that rebound one. Never.
That one probably not.
Never.
But maybe the score.
I don't even think anybody will crack the top 5.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Yeah, assists could happen for sure.
Yeah, assists, and then maybe even scoring. Somebody made
scoring could happen. Yeah, scoring and assists could happen. The rebound, nobody's touching the top 5. Nobody's touching 30 rebounds.
Maybe Wemby.
In today's game.
Maybe Wemby, no?
Nobody's touching 30 rebounds in today's game.
He doesn't even. All right, well, okay.
Nobody's touching 30 rebounds in today's game.
Well, we'll see what Santa brings us. Maybe he will bring us some rebounds.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't bring us a bunch of lump of coal and it's a bunch of blowouts.
God. Well, let's hope not.
Yeah.
Hopefully this coming Christmas will be another. We can add that to our list of top Christmas games.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, with that, is there anything else you want to add to, the therapy session we had earlier?
No, it's good. Great. I love it. Let's just get Atlanta in some more Christmas games.
I'm okay.
I need you to talk to
impartial.
Listen, I need you to talk to the commish and tell them like we need Trey in there.
What I'll say is let's do Trey versus Luka.
Oh, see, that would be a good game,
That'd be a
right?
good game, right?
That would be a great game.
So let's do that. Let's lobby for that.
Oh, I'm lobbying for that.
And until then, I guess that's it for us.
That's it.
We'll see y'all next time. Let us know what your favorite Christmas Day games are. Did we miss one? Maybe there's another performance.
I'm sure there's a ton.
They'll let us know. They usually do let us know.
There's a ton, but again, it's what you.
What relates to you.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us. Right. Until next
follow,
time. Follow, subscribe, all that.
All that stuff. Please help us grow.
At Think RBA, we really appreciate
everywhere.
it. Until next time. Think RBA. Peace.